Board of Trustees for March 9th, 2022 to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Does anyone have any, or will the acting town clerk call roll?
Trustee Long,
Here.
Trustee Meisner,
Here.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Here.
Trustee Wakeman,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich,
Here.
and Mayor Austin.
Here. Thank you. Does anyone have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Yeah, I would make a motion that we move the special agenda up in the agenda lineup to be between 5 and 6.
Second. Acting town clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Long,
Yes.
Trustee Meisner,
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez,
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich,
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes. Okay, we will have the appointment and swearing in ceremony for our two new housing authority members, acting town clerk, Tammy first.
I'm sorry, say that one more
Swearing
time.
in.
Sorry. It's been a little bit.
How long was that meeting?
If I could get Sloan and Cheryl up here. Okay, so this is the oath of office. So when I say your name, just say your name. So I,
Sloan,
Cheryl, okay, do solemnly affirm.
do solemnly affirm
I'm so sorry. That I will support and enforce
that I will support and enforce
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and of the state of Colorado,
and of the state of Colorado,
the ordinances of the town of Milliken,
the ordinances of the town of Milliken,
and shall faithfully perform
and shall faithfully perform
to the best of my abilities
to the best of my abilities
the duties of the housing authority of the town of Milliken.
the duties of the housing authority of the town of Milliken.
There you go. Thank you.
Welcome to our three new members.
Yes.
Okay. And now for our discussion agenda, our project manager, Leonard Least, with the Hillsborough update.
Good evening. I'll keep her short and not open with a joke, if that's all right. We've been working on the Hillsborough Reservoir, also known as the Little Thompson Reservoir, since 2018. It's an old decree that's still in effect, but hasn't been used since 1976. It sealed it in. For whatever reason, the Hillsborough Board decided not to clean out the muck when diesel was $1 a gallon instead of $4.50 a gallon. So we've been working. We did a feasibility study. There's a 975 acre-foot decree, a storage decree on that reservoir. Our feasibility study said take it to 700 acre feet. There wouldn't be a dead pool. It would all be usable water. It'd flow by gravity. So our estimates over the last couple of years have been to rehab the reservoir at 700 acre feet. The dam, rebuilding it to the current state standards, which is extensive now. Need tow drains and a spillway and a slurry wall, tying it into bedrock, and cleaning out 880,000 cubic yards of silt that is washed in. When the pandemic hit, the price hit also. It went from our estimate of 7 million to north of 12 million. At that time, we started looking for grants or different options to lessen that burden, to see what we could do. And finally, with the aid of Ken Buck's office, we got through the USDA and one of their sub-agencies, the NCRS, government aid, they're all initials. But we talked to the Bureau of Reclamation, we talked to Colorado Water Conservation, water something, and ended up with the NRCS, Natural Resource Conservation Service. And they have available a 75-25 grant. Our share would be 25%. The good news is that would lower our share from 7 million to 2.5 to 3 million. The bad news is it's their project. They're doing a feasibility study right now once they get Milliken's letter of support tonight. They are into probably taking it to the full 975 acre feet. They are into trails and fishing and picnic areas. They're into more than just the water. So if their feasibility study comes the way I think it will, it's going to be more than 12 million. But we're on the hook as a sponsor for 25%. We talked to TRPR today, and if it does involve trails and fishing and other add-ons, they promised they would look at funding that part of it, that 25%. So anyway, it's a good project. The Milliken is a 38% owner of the lower ditch from the reservoir on down to the end. Storage value today is going for $6,000 an acre foot. So at 700 acre feet, you're at 4.2 million just for the bucket without the water in it. Hillsborough Water has been selling for about 20,000 an acre foot. The 700 acre feet, which we own 38% of with a stock certificate, we've got an 18 or $20 million value that we're going to get for our share of $2.5–3 million. We need you to authorize the mayor to sign a letter of support. We've got letters from school district, Johnstown, and TRPR. So we hoping to get Milliken letter. It would involve us paying the bills as they come due, and that they have promised that they would reimburse us within 30 days. So as a contractor does the work, they would submit. We would be the project manager for that. We would pay the bills and get reimbursed from the federal government. So any questions about the project? One more thing. That, if you imagine a flow chart with all the things that can happen in the future, there's a lot of dotted lines going to about 4 different options if we have that Hillsborough Reservoir. More augmentation, maybe get one of the treated suppliers is going to start treating Hillsborough by blending it. So it opens the door for us in the future to have options available for more water for the community, both drinking water and non-pot water and augmentation water.
Is there a use for that silt that it can be sold?
What's that?
The silt in the bottom of the reservoir that has to be taken out, the 880
80 cubic yards.
cubic yards. Is there a use for it? Can it be sold as good food?
We've had, over the last couple of years, had a couple inquiries on farmers that wanted it. Colorado Sweet Gold is indicated, I don't know if he can take the whole 880, but he said we can put it on his property if we have to. So I've heard both that it's real good soil, and I've heard that it isn't good, so I don't know.
Because I was gonna say, if we have people that want it, could they assist with sending the trucks in to cart it out and thereby lowering part of the project?
Yeah, there's that possibility, yeah.
Let's go around, trustee Long, you have questions?
I don't think so.
Mayor Pro Tem Rubin?
How many questions?
Trustee Wakeman?
So Leonard, on the letters of support from the school district, Johnstown, Milliken, is our letter the same as theirs? Is there any?
No, we're going to take on that extended role of being, I guess, the sponsor. TRPR may jump in if the feasibility study comes back and says we'll do it, but we want the recreational amenities in addition, then they would take on that part. But otherwise, we are the main sponsor.
Okay. So then their letters are just letters of supporting the project?
Right.
Trustee Rodriguez?
No questions.
Trustee Neal?
Yeah, who owns the land that goes around that reservoir?
We had a survey, the Hillsborough Extension Irrigation Company, which is what we call the lower ditch, owns it. And of course, there's the motocross track on one side and the Catholic Archdiocese around it. But there's about 60 acres that is owned by the Hillsborough Extension Irrigation Company.
Okay, thank you.
So recreation-wise, we could put like non-motorized boating on there, paddle boarding.
Yeah, that's what Clint talked about, kayaks and stuff like that. The kicker to that is that they want a long-term lease on it. We haven't talked to the Hillsborough board about that yet, but we have a very good board in place now that is all in favor of the project.
So all around, it's a benefit for especially the non-potable water for our outlying areas.
Yes.
Possible treatment options, expensive project, and do we have personnel in our office that can do the management of the bill paying and everything that is going to be required of us?
Yeah.
It would go through our finance department,
Yeah.
so yes.
No undue burden.
No, no. No, this,
Maybe.
you didn't hear him?
Your review's not done yet.
I totally agree. I do believe it will run through the finance department. I do believe that we can handle it, but there is additional burden. When you become the contractor on a $15 or $18 million project,
Yes.
there is additional burden, and we'll have to figure that out, and we'll handle that.
Yeah, because your review is coming.
That was for previous work, so whatever.
I think it's important to note too that, as Leonard was explaining, you know, when you go out and purchase, lease storage, what the cost is to that, everything's evolving. So if there is potentially somebody who can treat Hillsborough, that frees up some of our water that we have that we could use for potable water. And it gives us additional water that we need for our non-pot irrigation system without having to go out and purchase anything more. So it's kind of a win-win, and it's a win for the town, it's a win for our agricultural community.
Yeah.
So
just have one situation here. We don't have an action item on the agenda for the board members to vote on to authorize the signing of the letter. Should we amend our agenda and add that?
we can.
Well, yeah, you could. I think for right now, because we don't even know if they're going to do the project. They budgeted $140,000 to do the feasibility study, which they said it'd take from 3 to 6 months. And because some of the stuff that we did, we're thinking more toward the 3 month. So there'll be some more go or no-go points in 3 or 4 months from now, whether you want to sign that or not. I think right now they're just looking to make sure that you're all aware of it, and that if push comes to shove, you're willing to do it. So,
But there is a letter that you need me to sign, right?
correct.
I think we should amend you.
Okay.
Mayor, I'd really like to see that letter. I don't know if you want, if you're talking about amending the agenda to take a vote, but at least make it subject to attorney approval, because I don't see the letter linked if there is a letter already drafted.
There isn't yet, Matt. But yes, it could be subject to attorney approval.
Okay. So we can amend the agenda now?
Sure.
Okay. I'll take a motion to amend the agenda.
I move to amend the agenda to add signing of the letter to the Hillsborough project.
I second that.
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Meisner?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Long?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mayor Austin?
Yes, so we'll move that to the first action item and get that taken care of.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Very exciting news for us. Okay, citizens' comments. Do we have any citizens' comments tonight? Anybody want to stand up or say anything?
I have a question or not about property that surrounds it, the motorcycle track. Isn't that like up for sale?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And where's our town end then? Is that Johnstown?
No, it's county.
Yeah.
It's not, the motocross track and the reservoir, neither one are in Johnstown or Millwood.
Oh, wow.
It's unincorporated Will County.
Okay.
So if that's all, there was a question.
Mayor,
Yes.
we moved the discussion agenda up, and the next item on the discussion agenda is Milliken Elementary School Red River.
Well, I was going to do that at the end. Just,
I'm sorry, I thought we moved the discussion agenda at the top.
we could do that now if you want.
I think that would be pretty quick. It was pretty much what was spoken about during the work session, so.
Okay.
Oh, okay, then yeah, we'll go ahead and continue and we'll do that. And then we'll jump down to the meeting notes. We've got a strange agenda tonight. We're doing hokey pokey. Okay, Pepper McClanahan, could you give us your update on the Milliken Elementary School?
Oh, yes, I don't really have much more to add, other than they are looking to expand the building footprint a little bit. They're redoing some of the flat work or the concrete, if you will, around the school for accessibility for the children, and also parking and bus route for improvements there as well. We're meeting with them, staff is meeting with them for a pre-application conference on Tuesday the 15th.
Okay, sounds like there's good things coming to our town. Thank you very much.
Mayor,
Yes?
Mayor, I'm not able to hear anybody at the dais. I can hear Cheryl and Tammy, but I don't know that your mics are on.
Can you hear me now?
I can, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now we'll jump down and we'll do the meeting minutes. Is there any discussion or comments on the meeting minutes of February 9th, 2022? Hearing none, I'll take a motion.
I move to approve February 9th, 2022 minutes.
Second.
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Meisner?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Long?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich?
Yes.
And Mayor Austin?
Yes. Okay, are there any questions on the acknowledgement of the paid list of bills? Anything you'd like to ask Mr. Nickerson?
And then?
Anybody?
No?
I had a question about the Spradley Bar, Bill. I don't think they're in business anymore, are they?
They're still in business. They did sell. They changed names, I believe.
Okay.
I believe I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, but this was this was actually the bills paid like in January. We did pay them. I believe they're still in business, but I believe they sold.
That's what I thought. This caught my eye.
Okay.
And then I'd just like to point out one item on this list. It's the U.S. Bank NA operations. That's a principal and interest payment on our wastewater loan through the Colorado Water Resources and Power Development Authority. Just as a refresher, this was, we took out this loan in 2003 to construct the wastewater plant. CWR PDA refinanced this in 2013, and we have annual payments on this, semi-annual interest payments, annual principal payments, and we'll pay our last payment in 2024, so we only have a couple more years left on that. Those amounts, obviously, that's a substantial payment coming out every month, but I just want to point that out and give you just a few details on the debt.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, comments? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Town Administrator's Report. Administrator Powell.
Thank you, Mayor. So this week, staff has been reviewing proposals from firms that we received regarding the comprehensive plan update. I believe we received 6 or 7 responses to our RFP. It looks like we'll be interviewing 4 firms next week, so we'll keep you updated as to how that goes. I've submitted for an administrative grant application for $25,000 to DOLA for another project, and this project is for the engineering of Weld County Road 23 3/4. The cost of the engineering on that road is about $99,000. So if we can get this $25,000 grant, that'll help a lot. A letter to CDOT was sent for the speed study, and I've not heard if they have yet conducted it or not, and as soon as I do, I will let you know. Broadband, ever exciting. So the 4 towns are utilizing the services of a gentleman by the name of Ken Fellman. He's an attorney who has negotiated a lot of franchise agreements with a lot of different municipalities, and he's been doing some agreements regarding ALLO. So he's very familiar with them as well. Right now he is drafting a non-exclusive master license agreement and a supplemental license, site license for the 4 towns. So as soon as those are completed and we're all happy with them, we'll of course share them with our respective council members, so board members.
Exciting
so
project.
we're moving ahead. So yay.
That's very excited.
Very good.
Okay, any questions of the town administrator?
I have one comment.
Yes, please.
ALLO is the company that's putting in fiber in Greeley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They're putting fiber in Greeley and I believe Eaton as well.
Oh, okay.
I think Eaton, well, they haven't started in Eaton yet, but I think they just have finalized their master service agreement with them or license agreement with them. So, yeah.
Okay.
So they're here.
Terrific. All right, next up on our agenda is the consent agenda. So we have 3 items for approval. It's the professional service agreement with L&M Landscaping, the agreement with Mountain Alarms for smoke detectors in Town Hall. We would like those safety items, I'm sure. And the lease agreement for all copy products and Konica Minolta. So I'll take a motion on the consent agenda.
Question?
Yes?
Are these strictly smoke detectors, or are they CO detectors also?
Strictly smoke.
I'm sorry?
Surface smoke detectors.
Surface smoke.
But not CO.
Not CO.
Do we have any gas in the building?
I don't know.
Do we have any
hot
gas?
water heater.
You know, in the kitchen, I think we get.
And
You know,
downstairs.
in hot water, boiler.
Right.
Okay. Take a motion on the consent agenda.
So move.
Second?
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Long?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Meisner?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mayor Austin?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Okay, moving up to the first item on the action agenda is the item that we added for a vote on approving signing of a letter for the Hillsborough project, subject to the approval of the town attorney. I'll take a motion.
Also move.
I think we might have it.
Second.
Sorry, wait.
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote. You did speak up.
Trustee Long?
Yes.
Trustee Meisner?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich?
Yes.
And Mayor Austin?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. So just let us know when the letter is ready. It's really exciting. All right, next item is consideration and adoption of ordinance number 798, board compensation. Matthew Gould, Town Attorney.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This is a matter that was discussed at the last, at the work session at the last meeting. We were a little close on our dates for effectiveness, and so the language was adjusted slightly so that this applies to any board members sworn in subsequent to the election of April 5th. This is an increase in compensation. One thing I should one thing to point out is that the board member compensation has not been updated since 2003. In discussions with Cheryl, we decided to put this in the municipal code, I think for two reasons. One is so that we don't have to dig up an ordinance to find out what the last time was that this was changed, and also it makes it a matter of that's pretty accessible to the public. So the numbers that you see are the ones that were decided at the work session last time, and happy to take any questions.
Questions from the board, starting with Trustee Meisner.
No questions.
Trustee Rodriguez.
No questions.
Trustee Wakeman.
No questions.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich.
I have no questions.
Trustee Long.
No questions.
Okay, absent any further discussion, I will take a motion on the agenda item.
I move that the board adopt ordinance number 462, an ordinance of the town of Milliken, Colorado.
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. 462 is the old ordinance.
Oh, excuse me.
We're looking at ordinance number 798.
Pardon me. Thank you. I move to the board adopt ordinance 798, an ordinance of the town of Milliken, Colorado, setting the amount of compensation to be paid to the members of the Board of Trustees and the mayor following the next regular election.
Second.
Acting Town Clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Rodriguez?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Meisner?
Yes.
Trustee Long?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ehrlich?
Yes.
Mayor Austin?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. So we covered the last discussion item. And any other board business to come before the board tonight? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Second, anybody?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're out. Thank you.
Recording stopped.